I didn't know where it would go. I had no idea. I wasn't trying to impose the idea on the place. The ideas and the work process evolved out of the area in which I was working in. When I do the pictures in the street, they're very small and people have to come across them and they're hidden. What was beautiful about doing the chewing gum art, I found this space which was almost like finding common ground. It was a space where art can happen in a spontaneous way. I didn't have to kind of rent a gallery space. I didn't have to kind of get permission from any members of any councillors or any people. I could just work. I could just work anywhere. And I love that. It's something that is thrown away, so it's the transformation of taking something which is thrown away, someone spat out, and then you're embracing a thoughtless action and hopefully changing it around. It was exciting to suddenly have this kind of freedom, and then seeing how to develop the miniature and how you could progress as an artist working within that format, and then it becomes a different image because the image is not being imposed on the environment; it evolves out of the environment. For 13 years I've been doing chewing gum art, so I had to develop a process so that I could find a way of creating a representation on a piece of gum. And then gradually, over so many years of working, I found that if I heated gum with a burner and put a lacquer into it, that would stabilise the gum. And then if I used acrylic enamel paints, which is a glass and ceramic paint, if you then apply heat, the paint dries immediately, so then you can layer the paint, and that allows for you can get a tremendous amount of detail in a very small space. A lot of them are dedications, like "Will you marry me?" or children will, the gangs wanted their tags, the children wanted pictures to do their friendship, lots of love messages. Walkers wanted pictures about their dogs. It's not just about me and my life. Oh, so that's a nice aspect of it, is that if someone wants something, then I can do it for them. It could be a love message or a rest in peace picture, or something which is personal to do another person's life. It's always good just doing a little bit of renovation work. There's one here. I mean, that's all part of it. Some are very personal, I mean, this is a dedication for a person who lost her husband, so, Tony, and then this is him going to the Highlands, he's from Scotland. I love you, and that was from his wife. Request book number 1. See, the request for 2005, this one is. My first request book was in 2005. I started in 2004. I'd have all these bits of paper. People would show me their tattoos. Oh, someone wanted their mini. But you see, where there's a tick, obviously the picture's been done. And the whole thing about it is that all the pictures I've done over the years, it hasn't been a money-making exercise. It's not been about the money, you see. And for some people, or some artists or things, I don't think they can quite, or even organisations, they can't kind of realise that one could do that. As soon as art becomes a product, then it's like everything else. And that's the dilemma I face. Just Google chewing gum man, and then yeah. I tend not to do social media.
Right.
No, there's stuff people tend to download, pictures online, but
That's not your input.
not my input. Yeah, it's everyone else's. Yeah.
That's great. Enjoy the rest.
Okay, take care. Bye bye. I thought, oh, there's got to be a way of working where technically it's not going to criminal damage. I'm painting on the gum that people have discarded, and that's an important thing, because then you can't be arrested for criminal damage, and then art can happen anywhere. Technically, I'm not painting on the bridge, and that means I'm working within the law. And the authorities wanted me to get permission, but I didn't see why I had to, because I was painting on someone's discarded rubbish. Yeah. And the gum isn't theirs, it's owned by the person who spat it out. Actually, when police when they first started coming along, I had an ethos in which I worked by, and I felt I was happy to fight for what I believed in. And even though sometimes I'd be, frightened what the outcome may be, I thought I was happy to make a stand, because advertisers do have a monopoly over public space. I don't think people realise quite how controlled people are with advertising. We have a right to be creative. It's our environment. It finally came to a head near St Paul's Cathedral. That's where they arrested me and took my DNA by force. They were very overzealous, let's put it that way, without going into too many details. And then it took about a couple of weeks until I could work again. I was quite badly bruised, and that was when my family were young, and they did try to criminalise me. Because there's plenty of police actually that were in that particular, even in that station, that were nice. It's always a mixture. And like any of these things, and I've done a lot of dedications for police. Been occasions where police come zooming along and they think, oh my God, we just had a homicide report. And I was like, no, I'm still alive. Well, they all come running out the van, and then they go, oh yeah, we got a new colleague, she'd like a chewing gum pitch. And I go, yes, and I get my notebook out. Yes, can you tell me, what would you like? Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Ben, or Chewing Gum Man.
Okay.
That's what people call me, Ben Wilson. Oh, I bet you like your own art. That's good art, isn't it? See, that's the best. Yeah. What about you? Do you like art as well? Do you like... It's fun, isn't it? It's exciting. It's seeing what you can make happen with a pencil or a brush or a baro, or endless possibilities. You feel that you're giving something back, to the community, and linking people together, and in terms of each time I do a picture for a different person, you're like making links between people. The technique that I developed from doing the chewing gum art, dealing with something so small, you have to dry the paint. So The paint is complete, now that's dry. And then I can layer the paint and get the detail. But I've always been interested in monochrome, and I've done various narrative pieces before. Working on a tile is something very satisfying because I can just straight away get to work and explore, and anything can happen on that space. So I started these in 2014, and then I found that they were I went through a lot of different changes in my life, and the pictures started to obviously, just naturally represented what I was going through at the time. So they're very personal, so it's a very personal account. These pictures are almost like a diary. So you naturally find that the things that are playing in your mind are represented in the actual pictures themselves. And each picture is almost like a puzzle. You put it together. Some are happy, some are sad. More recent ones to my brother, who's not well at the moment, and then my children, my girlfriend Teresa. So it's quite intriguing. I look back and I go, oh, did I do that? Oh, I was feeling quite intense then, and oh look, I'm very happy. I can just set myself, I can work up on the table, I don't have a giant easel. And it's allowing something to evolve, going into unknown territory and not sure quite what's going to happen, what's going to be revealed. And then I thought, if I did a series of tiles, which I could place in the underground system. The last year, over a year, I started placing the pictures in the underground. And hopefully it's small enough not to be quite too intrusive. The whole world in the underground, it's dominated by advertising. And then the whole nature of art, it puts you at odds with that system because it's something personal rather than it being just, something which is promoting a product. So you're creating a hidden world within that world. Part of the thing of being an artist is you're exploring, and you don't quite know where your activity is going to take you. So it's more about the creative process and the process of exploring and where that leads you. With advertising, it has an agenda, and it's about changing people's minds and getting people to buy, the products that they're promoting. But there's something hidden amongst it all. This hidden something personal that does exist. But as certain pictures were being removed, I thought, well, it's best to go down a scale. I'll start working on a mosaic size. And the beautiful thing for me, I kind of feel it in terms of the work itself. As I keep on perfecting the technique, my brushwork will get more refined. This is a little figure with a planet, or I think it's an amazing thing. We have this whole bloody universe, which is absolutely massive, a whole huge world. Well, I'm interested in geometry and all sorts of forms. We have this world, but within this world there's many other worlds, and it's where they all meet. So it's all about issues of perception, and then your own personal internal mapping. The images that you have in your subconscious mind allows you to see what you see. And I think one should be able to explore your environment, because the more you can explore it, the more a sense of belonging you have to it, and hopefully then your actions have more empathy. I was doing this residency for Great Art. That's the art shop. This is then the artworks hidden amongst around the art shop. And so I thought, I can start working with the art materials. There you go, before and after. And after.
And these are just tubs of acrylic paint?
Yeah. And you can buy this artwork for £7.29. BW.
Signed as well.
Yeah,
There you go.
2019. Genuine.
Signed piece of art.
Yeah, genuine artwork with art materials. I mean, it's having fun, really. This is a switch, and originally it was the idea that you're making a picture of something which actually it's just an idea, but it's people go to turn it on and they can't. Then I started getting very ornate. My father was involved in experimental theatre, and he was a member of a group called the People Show, toured around Europe and America, and very alive. I mean, what can I say? My God. I've got a lot of black and white photographs. It's my dad. They blew up a TV, and then I think.
Is that your dad on the right?
Yeah, look, he's got a really bad cut. Often with the shows, you go from room to room. My sister and brother were doing the lighting. You know, we were all doing different things. I think I was selling baked potatoes at one point, trying to. I think they all got burnt. Oh, that's Mike Figgis, Mark Long. I wonder if there's any of kind of Ian Hinchcliffe. Ian Hinchcliffe used to eat glass, amongst other things. He then set up his own theatre company, Jail Warehouse. You know, it was sound, fire, you name it. People running around in the nude. That's me. I remember that. That's me having a grump with Laura and my whole experience growing up in that environment, where quite a hard thing to. It's a thing that one takes for granted in a way, because it was something which is very much just, you know, a part of my life. That's what I grew up in. Cass, my mum. She's had a stroke. I care for her 1 day a week, and then this is her, and she just moves with her hand, because she can't talk, but she goes dee 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 dee. She's a good communicator. See, I'm a very keen gardener. My father was a gardener, and my grandparents were gardeners, and actually my great-grandparents. The garden, there's, you know, lots of different you know, perennials, my Michaelmas daisy, which was from my mother's garden, originally from the neighbour's garden, Mrs. Burrows. So those originally, the Michaelmas, which is the pink flower over there, that's originally from, they're originally from Mrs. Burrows' garden in Barnet. The garden started, 25 years ago now. So I made all the beds, you know, the whole thing was kind of brambles actually, and had to dig this whole area out. It was just sloping to the kind of back door. There's a dump at the back. I think all the glass from the windows from the house and a lot of the rubble was just chucked at the back. So it's evolved over the years. So this is the first shed, you know, outbuilding, and then there's one at the back. It's my workshop at the back. It took me kind of in the end about a year, you know, like on and off, like to work on, because a lot of it's from recycled materials, but also it's a mixture. And I just did it in my own way, really. Well, this one here is a figure kind of collecting wood in a forest, and that goes back to years of me working as a sculptor in woodland environments. My heart does lie there, particularly Hadley Woods, where I first started, one of the first places where I started building sculptures when I was younger. Because it's the creative process at the end of the day that counts. It's creative thinking and allowing that process to kind of manifest. But the more streamlined and boring things get, that's when you need diversity. I've always kind of worked as a wood sculptor, but those are more recent work. Well, they're very much, there's a female figure, she's like my protector. It's, but very much trying to express my feelings about my relationship being here, really, that strength of my feelings. Because this is a garden where my children, grew up here, and it's been a place where there's friends and family, and so I have a lot of strong feelings, for the place. I mean, I have to be out by come next April. It's a bit scary because as an artist, I don't make enough income just to be able to jump from A to B to C to D. You have a short hold tenancies, which are 6-month contracts, and that's law brought in by John Major. So that is the actual law. So it gives people who have families and have these rents which don't give any security in their lives, they can be thrown out within 6 months. It's not fair.
We found him, Ben Wilson. He's here.
Hi, nice to meet you.
We saw your pictures and can we take pictures with you?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Kind of.
Because I talked to them, I spoke to you, I told them, I showed them the pictures on the floor.
Yeah, on the chewing gum, on the discarded chewing gum.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ben, are you doing something now?
Yeah, I'm about to, just start one now, yeah.
What are you going to do?
Just, I'm not sure. Would you like something for you, everyone?
Okay, what
36.
36, okay, 36, okay. Okay,
You're great.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Right.
Each individual, we're part of a community, and we're all connected as individuals, and I see these amazing links through the people, and that's demonstrated to me each day by the different stories that people like tell me. So I'm interested in people and people's lives, and I'm part of their lives, and I feel a sense of belonging, connected, and that we all have effect. People are alive, living, and have huge amount of emotions and compassion. That's each individual. Each person is alive and vibrant. They're not a number. They are alive. And if you disconnect people and alienate people, that's when you can have real problems. So if I can do anything to celebrate what I feel, what I love, which is my community, the actual environment. There you go. Yeah, do you want me to? Where do you want me to? Okay. Often when I'm working on the street, I'm always excited and amazed by how people just reveal their own inner stories. The pictures then document everyday life, and that's what's exciting, but it's very immediate. I find that very uplifting. To me, that's what spurs me on to carry on working. I want to dedicate this trail to my family. And my mum, who died on the 6th of November last year, and she was a kind of inspiration. She was always very accepting and loving of people. I want to just So, and then dedicate all the pictures on the bridge to my family, to my mum, my dad, my children, Lil, the mother of my children, and to Teresa, my partner, and to everyone here, because actually I do, and I keep on saying the one thing I've learned from painting on the Millennium Bridge is that when you create something very small, it's really interesting what people see, and it's all to do with our minds. But there's not one answer to any one given problem, and it's up to us to find kind of like solutions. And one of the things I've been working with is with chewing gum, discarded chewing gum on the street. Yeah. Oh, nice to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, see that? Sadly, that's a bit of chewing gum that someone threw spat on the pavement, and the people should put it in the bin, you see. But if people don't like this, they can remove it because it's on the discarded chewing gum, so it's not actually on the bridge. And this one is a tiny little figure that's kind of like here, and he's kind of growing. Oh, I'm glad that you like them. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Little cat and a bear.
Oh.
I laugh when I do this. I'm on my own and I'm working, and I'm like I'm thinking it's so. Some of them are quite funny. Oh yeah, look, there's a person with green hair. There's a whole new trail that goes across the Millennium Bridge. So I've laid on every inch all the way down, then down the ramp, through the grounds of the Tate, and then there's a hidden trail of 50 pictures on the inside. So we can see what pictures we can all find. It's not intrusive, it's not hurting anyone. I don't see why it would, you know, it doesn't damage the surface. But it's pretty solid as well, you know, I don't think it would take a lot to damage this. So, but actually the thing is, it's so much work, months of work, just maybe 3-4 hours a day, you know, for over, God, 6 months. So it's a lot of work, and it. So, but then you let go of it because in the end it is a creative process that's important. So, and that's what we have to celebrate. So, you let go of the art. You let things. Then they have their own life. You don't quite know what's going to happen.
Ben, do you ever think about, as an artist, how you are going to be remembered?
No, not really. No, I mean, God knows. I mean, I don't know whether I will be remembered. I don't. I mean, it depends what society is evolving all the time. The actual context of things is changing all the time. So, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like, God, look at the bloody black fly there. Oh my God. There we go. mean?